This is episode 90 of Seddy Bimco and 40 of Seddy Bimco Part 2. And this is Holiday Clip Show and, year roundup with guest host Kevin Cablasto from Spaghetti and Freddy. Let me get to the ever popular.
No, he has to make his joke about the age-old question about, let's say, Zapruder film and Sasquatch.
No, okay.
Jackie Kennedy.
Question.
That's right.
Did the abominable snowman ever get revenge
so close
on Hermie the elf for moving his teeth without, a dental license or anesthetic?
Go ahead, George.
I
feel like I need to point out that's not the abominable snowman; it's the Bumble.
Thank you. I was going to say the same damn thing.
Yeah. Because remember Bumble's bounce?
Go to the theme song.
Yes.
It's Seddy Bimco Part 2, The Revenge. It's the end of the year roundup and clip show.
Here we are, the Seddy Bimco Show, Part 2. We usually have a movie, but it's a special.
Is there a joke in there? Is there a joke in there, Tim?
No, I was trying to get George to whatever George wants to say.
Okay.
Like talking over me.
Yeah.
Can I say that? I just want to say, I've never been part of a clip show this way, and I actually am legit impressed with Tim that you had the wherewithal to A, save all these clips you cut out of our episodes, and B, put them together. Because some of these clips, I don't know if you listened, Kevin.
Of course I listened.
Some of these clips are pretty funny.
Oh.
They are.
Some of these clips
Tim must have sent me different clips. He must have sent me different clips.
I would have put it past Tim. But Tim, this is impressive. This is why you're the host of nearly every episode of Seddy Bimco.
Thank you. A compliment.
Nearly almost every single one.
See, Kevin? I want to point something out with you being all human and complimentary. I texted Mr. Kevin Cablasto because he caught the terrible.
You texted me?
The terrible flu that I had that I couldn't go to George's 50th birthday, and I know how terrible it is. So
the flu to get out of social engagements. I heard of that. Yeah,
which is bringing up again. Just to his tracks.
I texted him. I'm like, "How are you feeling?" And his text back is, "Are you high?" Why are you showing human emotion and concern? You must be high.
Yes, I was sitting there telling Megan, I'm like, he's stoned to the bone right now. Because it was like there was like 6-hour gaps of like you're like, were you coughing when you had this cold? And then like 6 hours later it goes, and sneezing too.
It wasn't.
And I'm like, Tim has nothing going on, or he's been stoned all day.
Or he purposely infected you and he was checking out the symptoms.
It could have been that too. Yeah.
No, I thought there was no gap. There's no gap.
Oh,
I just remember texting.
There was a giant gap of like 6 hours. I literally counted it down just to prove my point to Megan.
I think that's the
Tim
satellites.
is hundreds of years old, so 6 hours to him probably seems like a minute.
That's right. It's like talking to a Wookiee over here. Yeah.
It's the satellites.
That explains the obsession with the Sasquatch and everyone and Bigfoot. Tim's part Wookiee. Shaving Wookiee over here.
Okay. Shaved Wookiee Hamilton.
Yeah.
That's what Han Solo is. We determined that.
Yes, that's part of Seddy lore on some episode. I don't remember which one. We definitely talked about Han Solo is just a shaved Wookiee.
Yeah.
I remember that episode.
We're all good at this, guys. This is the best episode.
That's where you do the flashback sound.
Just getting started. Yeah.
Tim, is there going to be a flashback sound when we go listen to these clips?
I do have that sound effect.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Can
you
play
want me
it right
to do
now?
that? And you want me to make a Christmas version of the SETI theme song too?
Yes.
Okay.
What else?
Want me to make a Spaghetti and Freddy theme song, Kevin?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you do a Christmas theme of George's current currency Kerner where I mention hay pennies? Because a hay penny will do.
Right.
If you haven't got a hay penny, then
Kevin hasn't heard that yet.
Do you have any Christmas Hitler jokes, Tim?
No. I bet you do.
I could probably come up with one. But off the top of my head, I don't.
I do have I always have a small correction every week. Last week, I said the Tears for Fears album was called Songs from the Big Easy. Songs from the Big Easy is a soundtrack to a movie. The Tears for Fears album was
Songs from the Big Chair.
Yeah, from Songs from the Big Chair. See, Big Easy Chair, Big Easy.
Nope.
Oh, that makes sense.
That makes sense to me.
How many letters do we get complaining about that?
Many. It's emails all
Many?
clogged up.
Yeah. Those Tears for Fears fans are fearsome. See what I did there?
Yes, so you did.
Fearsome. Tears for
good.
Fears. Yeah. Should we start this show?
Yeah.
We're starting.
All right.
Do you want
you've
to
been
talk
recording
about
something?
the revenge news story or no?
Oh, I forgot to read that.
I know. I read it and I have nothing to say about it. So go ahead, Tim.
Talk about it. I'll respond to your
Wow.
guys' hastily cobbled together descriptions.
I swear these articles are written up by AI. They're like the headline says it all. Someone bleached like genitalia onto the sides of cows. That's about it. Yeah.
Kevin,
that's
why
it.
do you say
that's-
genitalia? It was penises.
Oh, okay.
Why
Yeah,
you-
I think penises are genitalia.
They are.
No.
Tim, you better sit down. Yeah. Tim goes to the doctor and he says, your genitals don't look right. There's something terribly wrong with them. And he's like, it's a good thing I don't have any of those. As long as my penis is fine.
Yes.
And then he walks out with his pants down.
My genitals.
So-
I buy them every year, but they die in that little wheel they run around in, and I don't give them enough water.
Oh, no.
Wah, wah.
Disturb poor producer Miss Lee. Tim, where is this article? I want to read it real quick because
My God, I
piqued
sent
my
you the
curiosity.
link.
It's in our email.
There's so many fucking emails you
George.
sent me.
Dude, I know.
George, if you type into the
What?
internet, rancher accused of bleaching penis shapes onto neighbor's cow.
Just type in penises.
on cows.
Okay, let's type in Tim Hamilton penis. See what happens.
Go to images.
So wait, since you two read and I didn't, just
Yeah, we can
educate
tell
me.
you.
So they had the part, they caught the guy who did it, and what is
Yeah.
the reason for the revenge?
Oh, it's a father
They
and
were-
son team.
They were like crossing under their land or something. I think
Yes.
it was a neighbor.
The cows.
Okay.
And the neighbor captured them, father and son team,
Uh-huh.
and bleached. The father would draw the penis and the son would draw the balls. That's
Nice.
Yeah, as families do. Yes.
his families too. And they were caught. And
But the cows are fine. It's just hydrogen peroxide on their fur
yeah,
or hair.
or
whichever
bleach.
cow has.
Bleach
Yeah.
doesn't burn, right?
Bleach burns. Yeah. I think it specifically said hydrogen peroxide.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
See,
So I just found the article.
Mm-hmm.
Or a article about so the two Crook County, Wyoming ranchers who've been accused of bleaching male genitalia and other markings on their neighbor cows are no longer facing charges as the judge didn't find sufficient evidence to advance the case to the felony level court.
ooh,
Also,
Yeah.
it said, and other markings, which
Yeah,
means
I'm
Yeah.
curious what that means.
that means genitalia. It means it was all of them. All the genitals. You can name them all.
Oh, I
But
see.
everyone knows them all.
Yeah,
Anyone who listens to Seddy Bimco is a genital expert.
they are.
Oh, well, this is interesting.
Yes.
So, an experienced livestock seller estimated that each of the bleached animals was worth $500 to $700 less per head.
Ooh.
Ooh,
He said after checking with buyers, the cattle that would have been worth about $2,600 per head was instead worth about $1,850.
why?
So I think this calls for an episode of George's Current Currency Corner. George's Current Currency Corner.
Okay.
So
What
do
are
you
gonna
know what
figure
the
out?
buying power of $2,600
Is
in
today?
2023 is today?
Yeah. What?
It's
Go
the
right-
fucking same. I fooled
Oh
you.
no.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wow.
My world is spinning.
That
Yeah.
has been their latest episode of George's Current Currency Corner.
Yeah,
Tim, what are you drinking?
Happy New Year. A Coke, so I'm all hyper. You know that. I don't like Coke.
No,
A
when you
Coke's-
said you were making a
yes.
drink, I thought it was going to be like booze.
Yeah, no.
There's a tiny bit of
Us-
booze in it.
Also, I like how hyper Tim is.
I am.
So
Keeping
I'm all
myself
hyper.
calm.
No, Tim's a
Yeah.
real Tim's a party animal. Our friend Foofy was in town. We went out the other night, and Tim was very clear up front. He's like, "Look, I've blocked out from 5 o'clock until 10 o'clock."
Yes.
Sure enough, we're going bar hopping. It's like 9:30. Tim's like, "Well, gotta go home." And my friends are like, "You said you blocked out to 10 o'clock," and I'm like, "Guys, that's for him to get home by."
Oh yeah,
And he did. He went home.
It's good.
We can mention
Yeah, and
Fife.
then-
He said it's okay.
No, we're not. I think we have to keep mentioning him as Foofy.
Fife. Okay.
No, why?
Why?
More work for you.
Right.
Yeah.
We went to Barcade, Kevin. You know what that is?
It sounds familiar. I feel like you mentioned it.
It's a bar with arcade games.
Oh, wait. What?
Yeah.
Oh,
What him guess?
okay.
They have one in
Kevin.
I'm not in Ohio. Ohio has one too.
Guess which game is George's favorite
yeah.
then?
Tapper. X-Men.
Nope. Those are both good guesses, though.
I played Tapper. I actually played Tapper that night.
He did play Tapper. And he was like, I hope this is root beer.
There's the two versions. It's good. All right. Do not tell me. This is the only fun. This is the only fun I'm going to have this episode.
Nice.
Right. So, is it it's an arcade game?
Yep.
Is it a beat 'em up?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't even know how to categorize it. You're never going to guess it.
It's not Popeye. It's not Popeye.
No, because
Popeye.
I hate Popeye. Yeah.
Okay. It's not a shooter.
No, it's not a shooter.
Let me think.
It's before his time, I think.
My time?
It's before my time. It's before all our time. It's old.
Okay. Oh, so it's like, one of the classic ones like Dig Dug or...
Dig Dug is close. That's number 2.
Oh, I thought Dig Dug was number 1.
No. Dig Dug is the one I like to play by myself. But, of course,
so this is like 2-player.
Yeah, well, ideally. So it is the game Bubble Bobble.
Oh, I love Bubble Bobble. Yeah.
Bubble Bobble's amazing. It's got 100 different levels. You get to team up with people. You're a little stegosaurus blowing bubbles at people, rescuing your girlfriend. You jump up and you pop the bubbles and kill people.
Yeah, I played on the NES. The NES port.
Yeah.
Yes. So still good.
I've often said if I ever decide to be just irresponsible enough to buy an arcade cabinet, it's going to be Bubble Bobble.
And I just want to tell everybody, if they stay to the end of the show, we're going to reveal the most downloaded episode. Was it one with George or one with Kevin? We'll find out.
I'm going to say it's probably one with our erstwhile co-host, John Kelly.
I was going to say, was John on this year?
He was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's John. I could tell from his face. You see the way Tim, he had a microaggression there. He bared his teeth and like a little bit of blood came out. Yeah.
And my nose flared.
And he just snapped a pencil in half.
Yep.
All right, Tim, take us through, man.
Right.
You are the maestro. You're the one who compiled these shows.
We're the clip master.
We should tell people actual clips. This is actual outtakes from episodes. This isn't us being funny dudes making up episodes. This is real stuff. No. And if you're going to listen to this and be like, if this is the stuff they cut, how good are these other episodes?
Yeah.
And the answer is not very.
Being funny has nothing to do with the show.
Yeah.
So,
the best part of the show is George says, Tim, do this. And you keep talking for 5 minutes.
All right.
So this first clip.
Yep.
It's me apologizing.
Wait, no. Should we play the clip and then talk about it?
Okay.
How are we doing this?
Tim doesn't have the technology.
This is a clip about a time I apologized for a joke I made about the Pope's wife.
Oh, we got a lot of mail about this one complaining.
Okay, well, let's listen to it.
Roll the clip. Play the special splashback music.
I was editing an older episode. Now, quickly explain this for listeners. I made a joke about the Pope because the Pope is giving pieces of the True Cross to King Charles. And I said,
yes,
the Pope needs a wife. And she'd be like, are you selling pieces of the True Cross again? We need those for our retirement. And when I edited, I hear George say, oh, terrible jokes of clingy wives. And that wasn't what my joke was meant to be. It was meant to be in my life, like my mom was the one that's like, oh no, you're not spending money like on a new car now. This car is fine. I just remember that voice being the voice of reason.
Wait, now, Tim,
that was.
Are you going to insert this into that episode?
No, I'm just telling people now.
Do you think people are going to? All right, let's play a little role playing. Wait,
I can cut it out.
Here's role playing. I want to be like, I'm the avid listener of Seddy Bimco. I'm like, I really enjoy their revenge-driven sequels and the fact they watch terrible movies nobody's ever seen, but. The fact that Tim made that one joke about the Pope's wife, that just really rubbed me the wrong way. I hope he addresses that.
Well, I addressed it.
For you, listener.
Dear leader. Dear listener. Dear leader. For you. Why am I talking measurements? All right. Was that funny or what?
So I actually want to say
that was hilarious.
I actually thought that the final joke that Tim gets in there So, listeners, you may not know this. Tim is frequently stoned off his ass and drunk when he does these. So a lot of times he kind of fumbles over words.
Also naked.
Also naked, but that's only from the waist down. He's a big, he like kind of Winnie the Pooh's it, or as he, or Donald Duck's it.
Sure.
But that line you have at the end where you say you actually say "Dear Leader," and then you go, "Why am I talking measurements?" I laughed out loud at that. I thought that was a good line. Yeah, I laughed out loud at it then, and then listening it again, rescued from the dustbin of history. I was like, "Shit, man, that's funny." Anyone else would have gone with the leader, like "Take me to your leader" joke. But the uncommon, unusual mind of Tim Hamilton realized the leader is also a liquid measurement. I thought it was a good joke. I'm trying to look. Yeah.
Or he doesn't know LEADER. He doesn't know what that means. He doesn't know that word. He only knows the measurement.
Just like I don't know
that too.
I don't know
There's
genitals.
There's going to be a sad moments. That's true. Yeah. So we should all pity Tim. But still, either way, we all laughed at Tim. With Tim.
It was a good time, Tim.
You did.
Yeah.
I laugh with Kevin because he fills in on episodes. That takes us to our next clip. Am I right?
Speaking of, it's a Cablasto fill-in.
Kevin and I watched She Freak. I will confess to you.
Yes.
My only gaming experience.
Yes.
It was on my phone.
I figured.
I forget who told me about it.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to name the name because I don't want to either. I don't know what's happening. But you build a castle.
Uh-huh.
And you can be on your own, or you join a tribe.
Sure.
So you're on your own, you build, you get people, you do all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then after you fight some people, maybe a tribe will invite you. And when you join a tribe, then you got to, of course, fight their enemies. You got to be peaceful with these people in the tribe, even if you were fighting beforehand.
You're talking about the Discord right now, right?
Yes, the Discord.
Yes. Okay.
And eventually you get enough points and you can teleport your castle. That way you teleport next to someone, you attack them, take all their stuff, and teleport away.
Historically
like
accurate,
yes. It was
yeah.
fun. Anyway, this all escalates to a point where your entire kingdom, all the people you played with, all the different tribes, you get teleported to another giant kingdom and you fight with all the tribes there. And it's like insanity, and you're setting each other's castles on fire. And at one point you can't make any more, you can't get any more powerful because they obviously want you to use your credit card to buy points, because there's people teleporting all over the place, attacking you, and it takes a long time to save points to teleport.
It's called microtransactions.
So I wasn't going to spend money, so I was like, well, I guess I can see I'm not going to get any more powerful. And also when you fight, here's what turned me off of gaming, at least online. We got teleported to this other land to have this big battle.
Yes.
And whoever was in charge of that other kingdom, so racist, sexist, I'm just here to have fun. And they're like sending messages like I'm not going to say what they say, but just racist stuff for no reason, homophobic stuff.
Yeah. No, Tim, I think you should quote verbatim what they said.
Like Nazi stuff. So I'm like, okay, this isn't, I can see why.
You could not see stuff? I know you're wearing glasses, but maybe you should up your prescription.
So there. I tried it once, and I get addicted to this stuff, so I don't play any of it.
Okay. The addiction I can connect with. But no, I don't play games with other people. I just play. And for example, the new Zelda game, single-player game. You don't play with other people.
I like the human connection.
Well, that's why you talk to your buddies.
People sending anti-Semitic messages.
Exactly. No, I go play video games online with just my friends.
Kevin, did you even listen to that lately? You didn't, did you?
Yeah, that was a good clip. I
have a question.
Love listening to myself.
Yes.
Go ahead, George.
So, what is the game you're talking about where you're teleporting? Were you watching the Miyazaki movie, Howl's Moving Castle, and you thought you were controlling it? The whole time you're like, I need to give more money so I can teleport to my foes. What was the game?
Either Tribal Wars or Tribe Wars, and I don't think it exists anymore.
You feel comfortable as a white man in his late 60s playing a game called Tribal Wars?
Tribal Wars.
Yeah, you think that's okay? You don't think you're gonna
it's just
people
about.
Don't know how old he is.
I just gave him. He's
when he's
Tim
playing.
Hamilton.
When he's playing.
Oh, yeah.
When he's playing in real life, yeah, it's very obvious he's old.
It's clear.
But
that beard.
Yeah, when he's playing the game, people are like, "Oh, this this special child is, just they're figuring out what to do, or a cat is walking on the phone, something like that. So,
or Tim, you're really good at diving into those racist terms, right? They're like, this guy really strings together a bunch of slurs.
It's true.
Yeah.
So
that's why I had to get off there.
Name himself Hitler for 2069. So sorry to dox you, Tim, but if you play games at that name,
I know it happens.
No. Well, Tim, I mean, here's the thing. Like, Tim's thing is like, with you, he talks nerdy stuff. With me, Tim and I tend to engage in too many in-jokes, which is probably a good segue for the next clip.
Yeah. It's about when we watch Shriek of the Mutilated, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
And it's okay.
I'm getting enraged that people who I meet, they always stop me and they're like, "Is your dog a coyote? Hey, your dog's a coyote. Your dog's a wolf." And I'll be sitting places, they'll walk by and look, and sometimes they'll back up, like that dog looks like a coyote. So I'm like,
But you have to admit, like, listeners, Tim's dog is a very
canine rescue from Korea, which looks
very thin, very lanky.
Looks like
the face doesn't look like a coyote, but the body.
Yeah.
Has anybody asked you yet if she's a chupacabra?
No.
Like, is she gonna suck my goat? Because I don't want. And like, they're carrying a little goat, and they're like, I don't want her to suck my goat.
I don't know what that means.
I confuse you. Chupacabra means goat sucker in Spanish.
Is that a song by the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
It's a song by the Red Hot Chili Peppers off their album "Suck My Goat." Shout out to our friend who I shouldn't name him, who listens to the Chili Peppers. Oh, that could be a test, like our friend. All right,
our friend who
as of this recording, we did a test for one of our friends to see if he listens by mentioning his name in multiple episodes. This is the famous Chris, who Tim will not visit because his bus takes more than 5 minutes to get to.
Yes,
Chris has not listened to the newest episodes. So.
Shout out to Chris.
We're judging him harshly. Shout out to Chris. You don't listen. This is good. I like that we have so many private jokes. This is making it. Oh, should we fill in people where John is?
He's just doing some life things, nothing bad.
Well, I got a letter from him. He's in Italy. He's sourcing olives.
Oh, jeez.
For his olive oil. Addiction is too strong a word. Predilection.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So he said he found some nice ones. He said there's a really good Kalamata, which I'm like, is that Greek? And he just didn't respond because it was a letter, It was written on parchment.
These are some great
stank of olive oil.
In jokes.
Yep. Yep. Just making this. If this is your first episode, you're like, what's going on? I can't understand it. Don't worry. They're all.
Okay.
All right. That was a fun one. So I just want to bring up the elephant in the room, Tim.
Yeah.
At the time, you were super mad that people kept saying your dog Soul looked like a coyote. And should we share with the audience you've actually learned that Soul is in fact a coyote since then?
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, so
DNA test.
They all knew it. Everybody knew it. Nobody wanted to say anything. Tim, you have a coyote.
I am mostly Neanderthal, and I have a coyote for a pet.
We all knew this except you. Both of these facts.
But I think the true gem of this episode is that we did mention our erstwhile co-host, John Kelly. Yeah. And this is a perfect time for us to do a list.
Oh, you made a list?
I did make a list.
Thank you.
It's my top 3 favorite hosts of Seddy Bimco.
No. I like this list.
Yeah. Number 1, I'm just putting myself here because I need to be counted. I'm just holding. No, number 3. I'm starved. Okay. Number 3, George O'Connor. Number 2,
your least favorite?
You maybe never actually noticed that Kevin is a different person than me because our voices have a similar nasal quality.
Yep.
Number 2 is Kevin. Number 1, John Kelly.
Yep.
Yay.
Yay.
That's a great list.
My list.
It's funny. I made a list as well.
Let's do your list.
Yeah, this is Kevin. This is not George still
Wait, are you
talking.
sure? Okay. All right.
I'm not sure. But number 3, always humble, I put myself. Kevin could last.
Nice.
Yes.
I like this list so far.
Number 2, I put John.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Number 1.
Yeah. Oh.
Who's it going to be?
I want to see Tim just fill in the blanks.
Oh, wait a minute. Tim's just going to cut this out. Tim Hamilton. My favorite guest is Tim Hamilton.
That's right. George.
Tim.
George,
Oh, thank you.
George,
Thank you.
number one. Yeah.
Tim, since you didn't get to be on anyone's favorite list, how about you make up a number list on your top 3 favorite guests back when Seddy Bimco had guests?
No, I'm not going to do that.
How about top 3 Secret Service code names for us?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you saved the day, George.
I did. I always do.
Kevin's Secret Service code name is Bleach House.
Bleach House. Okay. All right.
George's is
yeah.
Snoozing Bats.
Snoozing Bats. Okay. All right. What's yours, Tim? The Secret Service has to refer.
Yours is hard to say that way. They do that on purpose because they don't like you. And if you're in
Snoozing
danger,
Bats?
you're in danger. It takes a few more seconds to say.
Oh,
Snoozing
it's that
Bats.
they're looking.
Help
I figured
him.
it was that they're worried I was a threat to national security. They're actually looking out for me. That's nice to know.
No. Your name is longer because it takes longer to say. Snoozing Bats. He's in danger, because if they like you, your name is super short, like Tom.
We were thinking that they were after.
After is your
Bats.
Secret Service name Killing Time while you think up of other names? Is that what yours is?
Yes, Killing Time. Wow.
All right, what's our next clip, Tim? Talking about
when George and I watched Boggy Creek 2, the legend continues.
Well, let's address Boggy Creek movies have become like the cornerstone of at least season 2 of Seddy Bimco.
I've never seen
Boggy
a
Creek
single
2.
one.
Then we watched the first Boggy Creek. Then we watched Return to Boggy Creek, which is the original number 2 that sucks. Tim, it sparks of them. Tim is always referencing them.
Yeah.
Constant Crabtree talk, which is when the family's in this and things. And strangely, he's mentioning the Boggy Creek here, but we're not even really talking about Boggy Creek 2. It was you were telling us about the next episode. So let's listen to it now.
Someone in this movie.
Linda Carter.
And he's bringing the top 40 records today in 1980. And Phil Collins is still up there with number 10.
Casey Kasem.
I can't do his voice. I just did it.
That was terrible, yeah.
This is Casey Kasem. So today,
Can I read this
1980,
story?
Phil Collins, he's still on the top 10 with Know What You Did. I seen.
Oh my God.
I seen what you did.
As of the recording, this is what it says on Wikipedia.
Okay.
Story. This film is about a trio of hillbilly girls who take on a biker gang over moonshine.
Yep.
The storyline is basically about female bootleggers taking on a biker gang, which is led by a typical bad biker called Teach.
Mm-hmm.
Why are those two sentences next to each other?
Biker chicks again.
Wait, Jim McLennan of Film Blitz gave it a C- rating. The gratuitous nudity that would be expected this type of exploitation film was a disappointment to him. Yay!
See, not a nudie cutie.
Ugh.
All right. But it's got Casey Kasem.
Yeah.
This week on the top 10, we got Men at Work with their second top 10 entering the charts at number 11.
God, this is going to be
Who can
terrible.
it be now? You remember that song?
No.
Who can it be now?
Oh, that one, yes.
Men at Work coming into the charts at number 11.
I'm just reading the review about the lack of nudity right now.
Speaking of Men at Work this week, anyway. Phil Collins got a job.
I love that you're trying to do a Casey Kasem. Casey Kasem talks more like this. He's all got his voice.
Yes.
Up next, I don't know. None of us are gifted. I can do my Jimmy Stewart.
Who's that?
Do some more.
I don't know who that is. Up next, on
I
the
don't know
top
either.
10. I can't do it.
Me, Casey Kasem.
I can do
I was the voice of Robin on Super Friends.
Daniel Boone, his friend Robert C. Bulworth. This is Davy Crockett's friend. Do you know?
You said Daniel Boone.
Daniel Boone. Wait, no, Davy Crockett. Davy Crockett's
TV
friend.
show was Davy
Crockett's friend.
Tim, I'm not 90. I don't know. I didn't watch
I
Davy
can imitate Davy Crockett's friend. His name was
Let's hear it.
John W. Bulworth.
Okay,
Let's say,
let's hear it.
Davy. Got some blood on your coon skin
really-
cat,
is this-
Davy.
If you were born
Davy.
before 1940
You
and this rings a bell, do you think he's right? Now, Tim, I was mocking you for this before. That was, I think listeners can agree, We have no business doing Casey Kasem impersonations.
But I got better in the next episode.
And that's what you claim. So I want, can you now, Tim Hamilton,
On the spot.
prove to our listening public, say up next, number one with the bullet, Phil Collins, Sussa Studio.
I can't.
Just say it in your best Casey Kasem.
I can't.
Yes, you can. You can do it, Tim. I believe
What do you want
in
me
you.
to say?
Something Casey Kasem would say, like, please, my wife, let me get back to the rest of my family. Whatever you would say.
Please, release my body. I can't do it.
Whoa, dead on.
That's so good. Wow,
Yeah.
It was like Robin himself from the Super Friends was in
That's
the room
right.
with us.
I had
Yeah.
that. I had that cold, and it damaged my voice. I can barely do Mark Twain.
All right. So,
Look,
is this time for another list? Top 3 Tim Hamilton
imitations.
impersonations?
Did you do that?
No.
No.
Sure.
I literally did
man.
try to start the list, and I only could come up with Mark Twain, kinda.
Oh, come on! I
Okay.
did.
Well, now
And
that-
then
now
he
that
does
we-
Goliath from Davy and Goliath, but then he does. That's actually a character Dave Brubaker's voice or something. I don't know. Something he says it later. It's in this show. You'll hear it. What else, Kevin?
I was thinking Ed Brubaker.
No.
Okay. No, number 3. Now that we've heard it, I'd say Casey Kasem.
Okay. All right.
Number 2, we've got Mark Twain.
What's the number 1?
Number 1 is a man who's not stoned to the bone.
Well, that means he's good at it. Number 1 is John Kelly. Most people thought they were 2 different people. Just
Yeah.
Tim Hamilton doing both
Yeah.
voices.
Yeah.
I do have a
That's his
list for this episode.
parasitic
Oh, sorry.
growth. It's just the parasite that lives on you and sometimes gets to talking to the mic. So, yeah.
Is this time for your list, Tim, or is it later?
No, now because we just visited Boggy Creek and the crab trees.
Okay.
I have an end of the year list of famous crab tree injuries over the years.
Can we explain? Did we explain enough who the crab trees are so people know?
Oh, the first movie, we heard a lot of odd injuries like...
In the first Boggy Creek movie, it's everyone is named Crabtree because it's all based on quote unquote real encounters with the Fook monster and just these crab trees, these fucking swamp people.
Don't be mean.
They're fucking swamp people. We literally see them walking through the swamp. They're swamp people. Made up a lot of stories about a monkey man.
And
All
Mr. Edward Crabtree, I forget who, but I'll say Edward. He shot his foot off in a boating accident.
Yep, he was our favorite
Yes.
because he let's just lean on that again. He shot his foot off in a boating accident.
So,
Yeah. All right, so let's hear this list, Tim.
famous Crabtree injuries over the years. During the Tide Pod eating fad, remember that?
Oh, I
Nope.
was just talking about it last night.
Nobody in Fook actually had
Kid you not.
a dishwasher. Thus, there were no Tide Pods to eat. And instead, Mary Jo Crabtree shot her foot off in a boating accident.
Yeah, George.
Yes, George.
Wasn't the Tide Pod actually intended for washing machines, not dishwashing machines?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's
Just checking.
both types. Back me up on
Okay.
this, Kevin.
Sure.
So
All right.
during
I only know it for dishwashers, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was wrong.
during the ice bucket challenge of 2014, you guys remember that? Dumping
Yeah, the
ice on
ALS
your
Ice
head?
Bucket Challenge. Yeah.
It gave you an ALS. Yeah.
Joe Bob Crabtree refused to pour the ice over his head because he needed that ice to keep his severed foot he shot off fresh until he got to the hospital.
Nice. Good
good.
callbacks. Private jokes galore.
Not private.
That's so true. It's true.
Remember the planking fad of 2009?
Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
Kevin was a big
How can we
planker.
forget? Yeah.
During the planking
So-
fad of 2009, Jimmy Sue Crabtree planked on the first dishwashing machine in Fook. But sadly, the washing machine's outboard motor failed, and Jimmy Sue shot her foot off as they sank in a deep area of Boggy Creek. So
I like that you said they sank, like, because I was wondering the whole time, what is the gender of this Jimmy Sue?
yeah.
Turns out gender is just a construct. You went right they. That's very progressive.
No, I meant they as in her in the washing machine, but
Oh, okay. Well,
Well,
Sorry,
gender, or the washing machine is gender fluid.
right.
Yeah. So it's good.
was that all of them?
Yep. They're just 3.
I don't. even,
I
forgot
I
what
thought
the
for
list
sure
is.
there would have been
Yeah.
the 1977 fad of
Nope.
at Rocks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tim.
Yeah.
Or 1970 when the Beatles split up. Other in jokes. Other in jokes. All right.
They didn't hurt themselves then.
All right. So let's play this next clip, and I have some questions after this one.
Is this Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, Spider-Man. What's what's the name of the guy who plays Spider-Man?
Nicholas Hammond.
Nicholas Hammond. So, George, enough about Police Chief Hanna-Barbera. There was something funny I noticed. When they cloned Peter Parker and you could see Nicholas Hammond's foot for a minute, it seemed like he had 6 toes. Did you notice that?
I did notice that.
And I did some research. And I found out that he has 6 toes, and the director of Sound of Music noticed this. And Nicholas was like, I can get rid of this. You know, I can get surgery. And the director's like, no, that's your trademark. That makes your character, those 6 toes. Never have that extra toe cut off. Right? Is that the research you found?
Yeah. Well, I actually heard even more about the 6 toes, because it turns out he wasn't born with polydactylism. That was actually something he acquired later in life. He was at a Boy Scout convention.
Oh, yeah.
Where he had a shoe fight with another Boy Scout, and they were slapping each other with shoes. And the boy actually stabbed him with the shoe.
With the shoe?
Turns out they were actually maybe trying to boat. Everybody knows the leading cause of foot loss in this country is boating accidents.
Were the shoes made of wood back then?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
And it split his toe in half, and instead of growing back together, it grew into 2 other toes.
Nice. The bone and everything. Wow.
Yep.
2 toenails.
A lot of people don't realize this about Nicholas Hammond. He was a method actor.
He was.
And he actually made himself get bit by real radioactive spiders.
He was very sick.
In an attempt to really gain spider powers. It did give him rampant cell growth, which unfortunately made him die. But for a while there, his toes would split if you hit them just right.
All this talk about evolution. Was that evolution? Yes, it was. It's not evolution.
No, Tim. Evolution is the passing of traits from generation to generation. This is rampant mutation due to probably radiation poisoning.
All this talk of extra limbs reminds me of Tex R. McGillicuddy. You know, I've hired him. He's a 109-year-old vaudevillian comedian. I hire him to write jokes.
Yeah, you shouldn't hire him. He tells terrible jokes. He's awful.
He only has 1 leg because back in the early 1900s, trolley cars were everywhere, and they would often run people over and cut off legs. So much to the point, I don't think you realize, people used to have 3 legs. It's just with the advent of trolley cars, people got run over by trolley cars so much, they lost that 3rd leg, and just people started to evolve with 2 legs. I hope you know that. That's why this show is educational.
I didn't know. Wow. So it turns out Darwinian evolution is a lie.
Well,
it's actually
yes.
It's not incremental through genetics. It's what if you have your leg cut off, your child won't have legs.
Yes.
A lot of people don't realize that. That's interesting.
It was terrible for.
You know who's keeping that hidden, Tim? The Moyles.
The Moyles, yes.
Because if they keep cutting off those foreskins, that means eventually people won't be born with foreskins. They're like, we have to keep this secret.
We got to get back to Spider-Man. Spider-Man, Night of the Clones. So anyway, what happened with... Okay.
All
right.
Poor
so
Kevin.
that...
You remember us watching... Did you listen to our Spider-Man episodes?
I feel like I never listened to the show. I mean, I never missed the show. But strangely, I've heard these ones. So I guess I listened more than I realized. You guys showed up in my Spotify list. At number 2.
All right.
Wow, I'm sorry.
It's embarrassing.
That is bad.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You got to stop using Spotify to listen to us.
I think it autoplays. And then my speaker shuts off and it just keeps playing.
And you just leave the room. You're like, ugh.
Yep.
Your kittens are like, why is he doing this to us? So, Tim, I have a question.
Yes.
What episode is that cut from? Because there's some weird clues in there, right? We talking about Nicholas Hammond, the actor who played Spider-Man, and we talk about his 6 toes and how that actually was a result of an injury. And then we describe the situation of Jack Elam, of how he lost his eye. Right? Now, Jack Elam, folks, bear with me. He's from episode 86, which is the Beast of Black Creek.
Yes,
no, what is it?
Something. Creature from Black Creek.
Creature from Black Lake.
Okay.
And the Spider-Man episode that has Night of the Clones is episode 77.
Shh.
Did we record that out of order?
Yeah. That's how that's how Hollywood works. You shoot the shots out of order.
And then even weirder, you mention fucking Ted McGillicuddy, who is the guy that you hired to write jokes for episode like 89, White Christmas. Here's the weird thing. I'm on all those episodes. I don't remember any of this shit.
This is your producer, Miss Lee. Georgia's getting too close to the truth. Let's shut this line of questioning down and move on.
So next, let's get through this.
Right.
We watched Equinox.
Yes.
An amazing movie.
Oh, God. I watched that movie.
Let's go to the clip.
1,000 years from Flo's horrible gas. I just want to say I had no idea where I was going with any of that. So I think the fact that wrapped up at the end was pretty impressive.
Pretty good. Don't give away your secret.
Yeah. Yep.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I'm great. This was our best episode ever.
An episode.
I'm glad that. Here's the thing. I am very glad we watched this movie. I really liked this movie. Yeah. I think we should each watch the other version and see, was it really a different version, or were we just in an altered state enough that we kind of just
We'll talk about this next week, and I'll talk about Flo. You know what Flo's favorite sport was?
Quidditch.
Sock races.
What's a sock race?
Huh?
What's a sock race?
Oh, it's just not what you think. It's where people run across the field barefoot, and nobody checks the field. There could be rocks or glass. And when they get across, they can put on socks. Then they run back across in their socks. Some of them have bloody feet by this point. Then they can put on sneakers. Then they run back across the other side, and they can take off the sneakers and put on boots. And then they run back across the other side. And the first one over there wins. That's a sock race.
This sounds awful. Sounds painful and dangerous.
I'm teaching you about sports.
You're teaching me about your drunken days in Ithaca.
I'm thinking about being a jock.
Oh, wait. Hey, wait, Tim. What? We should reinvent ourselves as jocks. Let's get jackets with letters on them. What letter do you want on your jacket?
What do they represent?
I don't know. They always do. They say, I lettered in, I lettered in football my senior year. And they got I picture like Archie with a big A. And I don't know if that's for Archie. That's for Archie. It's for Andrews, or it's for archery. Where do they go?
Maybe for archery. Maybe he was into archery.
Maybe it's for anal play.
Oh, geez.
Awkwardness. Maybe he majored in art. He got a letter in art. Yeah. Yeah, I think we should reinvent ourselves. Because I was thinking.
Mine would be L for ladder pushing.
Ladder pushing?
Yes.
Where you just shove. Is that your sport? You wait till someone's ladder, you shove it over?
Yes.
Mine's going to be. I already said one. I was thinking, though, Tim, this is an honest thing. So you do the countdown up front.
All right. Sports.
I have a question about this one, too.
Sports. Boy George. Boy George.
So, Tim. Boy George.
I love that band.
Look, Tim. Look, you always complain I don't do the homework. I came with pages of homework today. And here's my question. You're describing...
No, that's called soccer.
Yeah, and you described a sock race.
Sock race.
And then you said, it's not what you think. Tim, and then you explained, we all just heard what a sock race is. What did you think I thought a sock race was?
I thought you thought it meant, Red Hot Chili Peppers on stage.
No, that's what we talked about.
Everybody
talked about
what that is?
No, we talked about the Chili Pepper. No, I think you thought something different. He said because you're caught.
Yeah, exactly. I'm shaking my head at the audacity that you think you can talk your way out of this. So.
Red Hot Chili Peppers on stage wear socks. One sock.
On their genitals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do they race? Do they race?
Yeah, they
on
race.
Their butt cheeks. Yes.
And you automatically thought that's what I went to. When I hear the word sock race, I immediately think, oh yeah, Red Hot Chili Peppers wear socks or gels. Then racing, not performing their hit songs, but just racing.
Yes.
Also, didn't they do that once? Not often, but once.
Well, in my mind, all the time.
I think they do that one time, literally one time.
I just said not in my mind, Kevin.
Okay.
Just let it go.
I think actually it's because we'll see from these clips I have a moil obsession. I think it's that they're actually uncircumcised and also suffer from weird genetic disease of an excess of foreskin. One might say they have a 16 skin, so it's not socks. Yeah, it's just empty tubes of penis skin.
Should we go to the next one?
Yeah.
I like to include Kevin because Kevin came on to watch Choppers with me because George hates these movies.
Because I
love
can't
Choppers,
watch them.
except for the ending.
You loved it.
Let's go listen.
Oh my God.
It's true.
No one's dusting Pinhead but me.
Do you have a 12-inch alien figure?
It's in. Yeah, I do.
The original in the box, like you have that one?
No. I have a McFarlane one, and I have a NECA one that are both around that size. So they're a lot more detailed and articulated. I know the one that you're referring to. I think I have like a mini replica of it. But gotta have my boys.
Luckily, I had a friend that had the big. It was 12 inches. It was an alien toy.
Yeah.
Had a booklet, and I did draw. Not bragging. I don't care. I care.
Yeah.
I drew an Aliens miniseries in the 90s.
Whoa, brag much?
Luckily, he had that booklet.
Braggy McBraggers.
Because there was no internet. I just had magazines, and I had his instruction booklet to show me what the alien looked like. So.
Oh, I thought you meant that was your pornography because there's no internet.
That too, yeah.
Because the HR Giger designs are a little suggestive.
That and the Sears catalog.
That's right. Those the underside of the face hugger. Listen, NSFW. But so wait. I actually am interested, and I'm making jokes. So you used that as reference when you did the Alien comic?
Yes, and I had a magazine from Aliens too. Back then, there used to be like a magazine whenever a movie came out like that. It's like, here's all the pictures, here's all the posters, here's all the special effects, which they don't do anymore.
Yeah, you said it was 90s, right?
Yeah.
When you did the comic? Probably
90,
late 90s?
No, I think it was 93, 94.
Oh, okay. But the movie must have been on VHS at least.
Yeah. I could rent it, but back then it was VHS and you had to pause it. And
that's what I was thinking.
The picture would be kind of shaky.
Yeah. Yep, I remember.
Am I breaking this?
Believe me, I posted one image of a VHS tape on the Discord, and you're like, "Is that what you watch movies on? Do you watch movies on? Do you have a VCR?"
You do?
Like, yes, that's what I watch.
When it breaks, nobody can fix it except you, maybe.
Man, I'll send it off to Chuck. Apparently, he's good with cassette tapes. No, I have a VCR around because that's the only way I had family videos. But then we digitized them, so now I don't really have a use for it.
You're talking about Chuck
more
of that and Spittle.
Oh yeah,
I think it's called.
Yes.
I heard him say he made his own keyboard, so I was like, "Ooh."
No, I think that's like a kit. Like you literally just get all the bits and put them together.
Why
snap
would
them together,
you do that?
Like Lego.
I'll have to write him a letter. Why would you do that?
Because he has no friends and a lot of time. So
all right.
Isn't that why we do this?
Yes.
So, like you're like, hey, can you? And I'm like, yep, I'll be there. So
yes, George is. Okay.
Oh, what a clip! Oh, the memories.
That was hilarious.
I like again.
I like that you didn't brag about drawing aliens at all, Tim. That was good. You were very not braggy about drawing. By the way, folks, do you know Tim's a comic artist who in the 90s drew an Aliens comic?
That was a long clip.
What was it called? Mouthful of Spears? I looked it up. I was reading about it.
Music of the Spears.
What did it say online?
Mouthful of Spears. Music of the Spears? Is that what it was?
It was, yeah.
That's funny, like Music of the Spheres. No, I think it was called Mouthful of Spears.
I know, I'm looking it up right now.
Look it up. I think he's wrong.
It's called... Oh, you're on Xenopedia.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Music of the Spears, he's right.
Can you
this
look up?
must have been like 80 years ago. Hitler for 2069 is really Tim Hamilton. So
because we talked about Jacqueline Kennedy so much, I have 2 lists this week.
No. All right, I'm leaving.
George had 2 lists. Come on.
No, my lists are good though. All right, let's hear this list, Tim.
You know we talk a lot about Zapruder film.
Yeah, we have every fucking episode.
Yes. Wait. What? We talk a lot about all of these we's. It's always you.
Because the royal we.
I join an episode and I'm behind by like 2 episodes, and I record with you and you're talking about it. I'm like, oh, it's a new thing. You must have just seen something on TV. Then I'm like, no, a month ago, because I know your recording schedule, a month ago you were talking about this thing. And I'm like, he's still talking about it like a month or a month and a half later. What is going on? So
I just care. That's why I asked you really 6 hours later that you're still stuffy. I care.
You work in a different time schedule. We're in the same time zone, but we're not like time does not function the same where we live. So anyway,
Tim killed Kennedy. I said it.
There. It's out.
The Zapruder film is the film taken of Kennedy's assassination, if you didn't know. And Abraham Zapruder, he took this film. That's why it's called the Zapruder film.
Oh, wow. That all makes sense now.
Oh.
This film is so famous, it overshadowed 3 other famous films he made that you never heard of.
Abraham Zapruder films made. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
All right, let's hear him.
This is a joke. Okay.
No, this is serious.
No,
he
this
doesn't
is
make
serious.
jokes.
I need to know when to laugh. Okay.
Damn you, Kevin. So, while Zapruder was visiting Cape Cod,
he went too soon. You gotta wait.
When Zapruder was riding his horse
Go ahead.
past the Kennedy compound in Cape Cod, he ended up filming JFK teaching his kids to play golf. And JFK Jr. accidentally whacked JFK Sr. right in the groin with his golf club. JFK's head jerked forward and to the left and looked like he was in a lot of pain. So that's a famous film he had. George, stop.
No.
I'm glad it was a list of one.
I know. All right, so let's hear. All right, that's the next one.
So another time
Let's hear number 9. Let's hear number 9.
Number 9.
Yeah.
Another time he was riding his horse past the golf course, and he filmed JFK teaching Marilyn Monroe to golf.
Yeah, why is he in a horse?
And Marilyn Monroe took a wild swing at that with that club and knocked JFK right in the groin, and his head jerked back and to the right. Okay. So here's the third film. That was a famous film. Marilyn Monroe hitting JFK in the groin.
Yep. Yeah, back to the right this time, though.
So Zapruder, this third one, Zapruder also rode his horse to the 1960 PGA charity golf event to see JFK hit some balls to raise money. But on his way, his horse got spooked and he was thrown off his horse. But he got up in time to get his camera. He was able to grab his camera and film a bipedal ape-like creature he saw walking away into the nearby woods where it disappeared behind a grassy knoll.
I knew we were going to get the Patterson Gimlin film in here somewhere. All right, Tim.
All right.
Now I understand why he was on a horse. Good job. Good job. I'm being serious. That was good.
Thank you. Kevin.
You know,
Kevin's talking about kittens and Star Trek.
Fool. Let me do it. All right, so let's go to the next clip. Let's go to the next clip. Good Lord. You know, the thing about like that list is it really made me, just think warmly of like the people I love and the animals I love. Mm-hmm. This next clip, we hear a little bit about some animals that maybe have entered Kevin's life.
It was just a book fair and picked up for 25 cents a guide to the original series. So it tells you what happens in all the episodes. And then I picked up a guide to the Twilight Zone. Same thing.
Yeah.
But at no point was I like, do I need these? Is there any value? I was just like, yep, I'm getting these. Because I will sit and read through these. So I'll be like, there's that episode I like.
So it's just a list of what episodes are about.
Yeah. It's an episode guide.
Okay. All right.
But it's not like TV guide size. It's like, 8.5 by 11.
A picture of each episode, at least one picture.
Yeah. And then it like talks about it, some of the behind the scenes and stuff. So
yeah, I'd read that.
I'm so digital all the time that any excuse to like, step away from that, I will.
Did you read about the original series? How the ship was actually accidentally shown? They did it upside down. It was supposed to be the other way around, but they just a miscommunication, and they're like, well, it looks okay this way too. Not that there's up or down in space, but it was supposed to be shown the other way. That's what.
Are you serious?
I read that. I had an old book about Star Trek that I let go.
So obviously TNG just followed suit at that point because everyone was used to the disc being in the front.
No. I mean upside down. Those nacelles would have been below. Or yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. But the disc would have been at the bottom. Sorry. Yeah. I'm looking at a picture of a weird angle. Yeah, it would have been basically like the big blaster thing would be on the top.
Yeah, okay.
Interesting.
It's not. We got to get...
The whole thing's a lie? The whole thing's a lie?
No, it's not interesting.
Oh, I didn't say it was interesting.
I want to get to the movie.
Oh, what movie?
And I thank you.
Why are we just doing Star Trek?
Yeah.
One of them has to be rated low.
This is the kitten episode.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I think that might have been cut out. Your brother found kittens. If you want to,
You think that might have been cut
I
out?
don't know. It was at the start.
That was your lead-in. That's how you hook
Post
people.
your brother's phone number here so we can give away these kittens.
Believe me, no. I've had many questions about my brother lately.
Because this will air 4 weeks
leave him out
later,
of
and those
this.
kittens will be old enough to adopt.
It's true. I think they're getting pawned off on me, but
Well, if he
see.
rescued them, he can't be too bad. I don't know what
Well,
questions you have.
Oh no. He's not bad at all. It was Chuck just had questions about my brother the other day. I'm not going to get into it. I've said too much, and he won't listen to this, so cut it all. But
Chuck from the Button Spider Show?
Yes.
Okay. This is interesting. Now you
It is.
got my interest.
All right.
All right.
All right, so Kevin, I got to ask, did you end up keeping the kittens? What are their names?
Their names are George and Tim.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
And if you turn them upside down, do you recognize them as cats still, or do they become spaceships?
Nice tie-in, George.
Nice.
For those
Tying
that
everything in, guys.
Listen to that clip. Yeah.
I listen to these clips
yes,
so hard, guys.
It's good.
How much could I
so
pay you
hard.
to name one kitten Abraham and one kitten Zapruder?
Yeah.
And just
Listen, the kittens actually did go through many, many names, and there were a few names
Really?
that were heavily rejected by a 10-year-old. And we finally got
Heavily rejected.
We finally got there in the end. So
no.
Tim Hamilton was heavily rejected as a name.
Good job.
But that was just by her vomiting every time she heard the name. So I just naturally assume it was a rejection. So it could have been good vomiting. I don't know, kids. But no, they have names now, and no one uses them. And I have to remind everyone they have a name. So
They have a number.
No, it's little boy, little girl.
Really?
It's like no, it's Bean after Bean Bunny the Muppet.
Yeah, I remember Bean Bunny.
For the boy. And then the
Okay.
girl is Mocha, because you just, after a while with a 10-year-old, you just give up. And you just say, it's better than coffee. And I'm not calling her whatever.
Nice.
Mocha.
Zendaya or whatever name is popular at the time. So,
Aria.
Lizzo the cat.
Lord
yeah.
of
I think Lizzo was
Dragons.
canceled.
I know. That's why Tim will have a fun time editing. Hitler the cat. Yeah.
That's what Tim would name.
What 10-year-old wants to name their kid Hitler the cat? Hitler 42069 for a cat. That's no name for a cat. So, but
All right.
Betty Simcoe. That was the name
Yeah.
that she wanted to call the girl. So, yeah.
This makes you want to get an official cat for the podcast.
I think you should.
Yeah.
Name it John Kelly.
George is holding up a cat right now. It's a new one. The tag's
It's a new
still
one?
on it. Tag is still on it. So yeah. And there's a spot to write the name in. He's writing the name.
Patterson Gimlin.
Yep.
Jackie Kennedy.
There you go. It's a very long slip. It wraps around. It's like a
Tim Hamilton.
It's like a receipt from CVS. Am I right, folks?
Yeah. It does look like
How about
it.
those? How about those long receipts?
How about
Talking about long receipts,
Yeah.
should we do the next clip?
I think so.
Creature from Black Lake? Is that right?
No.
No.
The next clip, it's a Cablasto clip
Yep.
where it's actually interesting because I think this is a clip that Tim is probably pretty ashamed of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's roll it.
Which doesn't really narrow it down, but continue.
Spider-Man gathered at a Malaysian mall.
Yeah.
Does it just have to do with the damn Spider-Man movie that's out? That's all it is.
It was a Guinness Book of World Record kind of thing. Have you ever dressed up as Spider-Man?
No, I've taken my knee. Oh wait, I did.
This my sounds okay.
I did for 1 year.
You did?
I took a zombie costume, and then I just bought like a Spider-Man mask, basically. No, I bought a full Spider-Man outfit. I never actually wore the Spider-Man outfit, but I just like destroyed it and merged it with a zombie, and it's zombie Spider-Man.
Oh,
It's
that's
back.
cool.
It's back when the comic came out for the first time. So that was a
George
long time ago.
O'Connor also, when she was here, he dressed up as Spider-Ham a few Halloweens ago.
That's nice. That's pretty good. Did he
That's a lot
like
of
walk around on his knees the whole night?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
Maybe
So
you
he was
did.
like
I wasn't
he was
there.
like
I just
an
saw pictures.
oversized. Yeah.
Let's see. I have never dressed as Spider-Man. Oh well. This story's going nowhere.
Spider-Woman, on the other hand.
No, I never dressed up as.
Yeah. Power Girl, you've dressed as.
Yeah.
With the window. do you know what I'm talking about?
I know, but nobody else does.
You always say that. You guys start talking about comics and I get excited.
There's a terrible trope in comics. What's it called? A boob window? That they put on women costumes so you can see their
cleavage.
Cleavage, yeah.
Yes.
Bad trope. Those tropes are gone. No more.
They kind of. Well, I don't know. I literally saw a Power Girl special last week, and that was right on the cover. So I think she's the only character with it still.
In the comic store, you saw this.
Yes.
In the store, the 18-year-old.
Yeah. Yes.
Store.
The new releases. So just wait until James Gunn releases his Power Girl movie. I know you're enraged about James Gunn.
I thought you might be. I like the idea.
I do too. I like James Gunn, and I'm interested to see what he'll do.
Yeah. To be clear, I don't care what happens. So if he does a good movie, that's what I'm just like, you make a good superhero movie? Okay. If it's bad.
People care about this. I read a good Superman comic recently called Superman Space Age. It's a 3-issue limited series. Mike Allred does the art, and I can't remember who writes it. But good writer, though. It was really, really good. And from that, I'm like, it was take place in the 60s. From that, I'm like, give me a good Superman movie. Like, there is potential there.
It's potential.
Yeah. I'm not a huge Superman fan, for the record, so
yeah.
I'm more open to whatever.
So I got to know why when Kaplasto comes on. So, folks at home listening, understand this. Tim and I are both professional comics artists. Mm-hmm. We talk about comics all the time. When I mention anything comics related, this guy's like, no. We can't let people know that we read comics. We're too cool.
I don't read
it. Takes up.
Oh, my God.
Kevin's on. It's all zombie Spider-Man this and...
Who is listening to this saying that you guys are too cool?
Many.
Who's listening to this?
Exactly.
People in Australia.
That's true. We do have we have a big. It's because we did that Howling 3 a billion years ago.
Well, we get a lot of letters from Needle Drop Records in Rochester. Is that George? Is that where?
Man,
yeah, that sounds like that sounds real.
Look at you, plugging people.
Hi to Needle Drop Records in Rochester, which is not in Australia, and hi to Didgeridoo Digiworks in Milburn.
Do you know that bottle you're holding, George, is also made here? It's also from here.
What?
Yep, for real.
This bottle right here?
That bottle,
literally made here.
The one that says...
Yep. Don't say the brand. They're no longer a client.
Oh, okay.
Yep. But yeah, that's all we'll say.
I was going to say Hitler brand bottles, like no...
Yeah, good one, Tim. Yeah, you're right. It's not funny.
I totally
Speaking of not funny,
let's go.
Should we roll the next clip? How's that?
And we're also going to answer the age-old question: did the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Lion ever get revenge on the Wizard for appointing them the rulers of Oz in his absence as he floated away on his balloon? I thought that was a shitty thing to do. Right? Okay.
Yeah, agreed.
And
that place is full of fucking witches and lollipop guilds. It's hard to rule.
Seddy Bimco, Part 2, The Revenge, the show where we create revenge sequels nobody wanted. And I'm going to pick... I hope it all got recorded.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to pick a number. Pick a number out of a hat.
We also, off the top of our heads, pick a number out of a hat and ask who from this movie that we watch would be most likely to. And this week it's what, George?
It's I'm using my decoding ring. It's most likely to get to work late because Sasquatch was keeping them up late. Well, that could be almost anybody, too.
That's anybody in this movie. That or chickens.
Right. That or chickens.
Okay. What happened with you, George? I hope that. What happened with you, George? What happened, George? Look at your
Tim,
face.
I had quite a week. Let me tell you about my week.
We caught 6 mice so far.
What?
We have caught 6 mice. We have a live trap. We put it out every night. Every morning there's a mouse in it. And I take it to the park. And the dog is like, let me catch that mouse. And I let it go and it runs up the tree.
6 mice. That's a lot.
They're gone.
You want to borrow one of my cats?
Yeah, I do.
A nice thing about cats, you don't get mice.
Nope. Okay.
They will fuck that shit
Now
up.
I'll stop it.
We had a mouse once when
You
Cat
had a
and
mice?
Fife were staying in. We had a mouse once. Cat and Fife were here, and Fife woke up before me, and he found the ex-mouse. He's like, "Oh, there it goes." Cut all that out.
Okay.
We don't need food.
All right, I'm going to stop now.
And then come back. So Tim, I got to ask, are you still having a mouse problem?
Nope, they're all dead. All gone.
You just gave up on live trapping? You just fucking started murdering them?
Well, I assume they're dead in the park.
Okay.
Tim
That's
I mean,
so-
the only thing we know about mice is from cartoons, and I just thought they live in a little hole in your wall with their little spindle chair and their little lights and their little books, and so I don't know what they do in the wild.
Tim just lays there with his mouth on the other side of the hole, a fake hole, and they just climb right into his mouth.
Right.
Yes. So.
My tongue turns into steps like on Tom and Jerry.
Yep, exactly.
and then they put a mouse trap on, and you go, ow! It's really good.
That's all
It's
right.
good stuff.
Kevin, which is your favorite Tom and Jerry? Chuck Jones, classic MGM, or the weird ones that came after Chuck Jones?
Dudes,
Chuck Jones.
Oh,
Done.
no.
interesting.
Yeah.
I don't like the Chuck
We
Jones
talked about
ones.
this previously, and so it's going to sound confusing, but I actually say the Hanna-Barbera ones because it's before it was Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah.
But they were the directors at MGM. They do the ones where they don't talk, but they sample from all different MGM movies. So that's the one where Tom dresses up as the Lothar and goes, "I love you. I've always loved you." It's my favorite one. The one where he's in the zoot suit. Is your way, my baby.
Yeah,
That's a Hanna-Barbera directed one. And then they went on to make that crap.
So wait. Now I'm confused.
That's MGM.
What's the MGM stuff?
That is.
It's all MGM stuff.
Okay.
Sorry.
So
sorry.
the original MGM stuff is directed by Hanna-Barbera. Then Chuck Jones comes on in the 60s, and he does very Chuck Jones looking stuff. And then these weird Italian guys get sublet out.
I think it's the original stuff is the stuff I'm most familiar with.
Better
So
answer.
That's the
Kevin.
correct answer.
Better.
Yeah,
Better
okay.
answer. Yeah.
Okay. Can we just talk about how good the Fleischer Superman is?
Yeah,
That's some good
that's
stuff,
good.
too.
But the Blu-ray they released recently looks like shit.
Uh-oh.
So
Why?
because they did digital noise reduction,
Ooh.
and so you lose all your line weights. It's just
Stupid.
yeah. Everyone was waiting for it, and then it came out and it was bad. So
Nobody there knew
hopefully
better,
someone else
huh?
will. No, I guess not. Someone else will
Where's
release
our
it.
nice backgrounds?
Looney Tunes. I don't know. I put the emphasis there, but Looney Tunes have had some nice restorations. But for a while,
Yeah, but now you can't see them because they took them all off HBO Max.
Oh, that's-
not all of them,
Did
but
they?
a lot of them are off. Yeah.
I have them all on disc.
You know what you can't get? You can't watch Duck Amuck.
I've got everything on disc.
That's the way to do it.
I think all the racist stuff that got pulled, I have on disc.
Because you want that.
Megan has Golden Girls because she wanted that. I do.
Golden Girls? All the racist episodes?
the golden.
Megan has Golden Girls. We have Community on Blu-ray, which shot up in price briefly. I've got all the Looney Tunes stuff. I bought all the disc releases of those. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm just when the apocalypse comes and you want racist cartoons, you come to my house.
All right.
So, yeah.
Speaking of racism, should we play that next clip?
There you go.
I remember stuff from my childhood. It's not like weird shit like that.
First.
I do have a story to tell involving closets.
Oh, no.
All right, it's a little bit older. Okay. So one of my uncles, it was my uncle by marriage. He worked at a box factory or something where they would print stuff, and somehow or another he got these cards. They were large cards. They were bigger than like a baseball card, like maybe 4 times the size, and they were Dallas Cowboy cheerleader cards. And he gave me a big uncut sheet of this. So I had this big sheet of like all these like, hot ladies that like, just being cheerleaders. And so I cut all these cards out individually, and I'm like in about 4th grade. I put these up all over my bedroom. Now, unconnected, I'm putting a childhood friend on blast here.
Uh-oh.
My next door neighbor, who was a little bit older than me, his family had moved away. This would have been my best friend growing up, and
And he left.
he had moved away, but they still wanted him to finish out the school year. So during the week, he stayed with us and spent, he slept in my room. Now, this is why I'm putting him on blast. This guy was a racist, as it turns out. So he would take the pictures of black cheerleaders and hide them in my closet.
Oh, no.
And I kept taking the black cheerleaders out and putting them out because I was not a racist.
Is that it?
That's my story about closet.
Do you know he's a racist? Was he putting them in the closet because they were homosexual? Was he being clever? And also homophobic?
I think he was just being racist.
Okay. Here's my attempt at a joke. I'm saying he's homophobic.
I would bet, Tim,
He is.
I would bet this guy is homophobic. I bet he's homophobic. I bet he's racist. I bet he probably likes Donald Trump.
And there you have it.
I don't know if this story is worth a gabbing.
I'll have to choose, yes.
So yeah, that's a pretty rough story. I remember telling that story at the time and being like, I don't know if that's funny or not. And I still don't know if it's funny or not, but I'll tell you what. That guy was pretty fucking racist.
What's funny, George, is this kid at school was your friend, and suddenly he's your brother. He's your brother friend. That's he moved into your house to finish the school year. You said,
yeah.
That'd be weird.
That happens a lot. You know, you have like the districts and stuff, and you're like, if you move over 3 blocks, you're not in the district anymore. And then you move to a new school, and all the kids beat you up, especially if you're racist. Yeah. So they had to keep him there. Like I didn't know this about him. I'll tell you one thing. We talk about Vietnam on the show sometimes. His dad was a freaked out Vietnam vet.
Oh no.
So I assume that's where the racism comes in.
That makes sense.
I hope he listens to this too. I hope he listens to the show and he's like, I think
maybe he could
George
turn his life around.
No, I think he'd probably just go nuts and kill me.
We've turned Kevin's life around. We could do it for someone else.
That's true. Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of turning people's lives around, should we talk about the next clip?
Yeah.
All right. I did not write something. I just want to see what I know. I've been on for a while. Maybe stuff happened. Maybe people are writing
We
complaining.
awarded the art while you're gone. Cablasto came on.
Yeah. I have problems with that.
Did you? Oh, when you hear about Critters, you remember watching Critters?
I'm not sure if I watched Critters or Ghoulies. No, I watched Critters because I was able to describe the lead. I watched it as a kid, but I don't remember much.
You don't remember much. We realized we didn't know if the man that hung out with the little kid in the movie, you don't remember. I thought he was mentally handicapped, and Cablasto thought he was an alcoholic. And we had to look on the internet, and it turns out he was a little bit of both, according to the internet. Oh. And that's who hung out with the.
That's tragic.
Yeah, he was a scary guy.
I'm gonna have to watch this one before the episode.
The CIA codenamed him Twinkie Renegade.
It's weird how they all have these it's a very strange formula these names follow. Tim, are you trying to tell us? Are you a member? By the way, you keep saying CIA instead of Secret Service, but I know what you mean. Are you a member of the Secret Service?
I can't say.
Because you spent a lot of time talking about presidential assassins. First, you talk a lot about the assassination of Lincoln.
I could tell you, but I'd have to sneak into your house, put a bunch of books that you don't buy into your books, and then sneak upstairs and kill you. Hide some books in your bookshelf.
That's the way I figure I'm checking out anyway.
It came down. So, Kevin, if I understood this, because this was not an episode I was on, it was just Tim and I talking about it later.
Yes.
You thought the person in question was brain damaged.
Charlie.
No, the other way around. I thought he was an alcoholic.
You thought the person was and then Tim thought he was
mentally
brain damaged.
And then we looked it up, and he's
handicapped.
both.
And he's both,
Yes.
which is kind of like two great tastes that go great together, right?
Yes, exactly. So it kind of covers all bases. And apparently he's the character, I don't know if this made it into the cut, he's the character that ties the series together.
Oh.
So he's the one that's like, you watch Critters too?
Yes, he's a linchpin.
Wow.
I should say also, I thought I saw Critters 1. And in that clip, you'll hear me saying that because I could identify the lead. I didn't. I saw Critters 2.
Ooh.
And I know this because there is a scene in the beginning of Critters 2 where like there's aliens looking to find the critters, and one of them becomes a lady, and when she becomes a lady, she transforms and her boobs pop through her clothes, and you see her boobs. That did not happen in Critters.
No, it didn't.
That happens in Critters. So I would posit Critters 2, the far superior Critters film.
I will say I want to put on Critters 3.
Wow, it got up to 3.
Oh no, it got up to 6. I want to put on Critters 3 because it has a young Leo DiCaprio.
That's right.
Oh my God.
And Tim wanted to watch that one originally instead of Critters 1, and I said, no, Tim, we watched the first one. It's the one I know. We started at the beginning. And so I went to put 3 on, and Megan's like, "Why are you putting 3 on? We haven't watched 2 yet." And I'm like, "Do you really think we need to understand the story between?" We didn't watch it. I didn't have the second movie on me, so we watched.
Ooh.
I still have yet to see it. So
Interesting.
we're going to go back to number 2, and when those boobs pop out, I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to say to Megan, "Now I see why you want to watch this movie."
Yeah.
Yep.
So
What-
there you
what-
go.
And you just leave it paused as long as possible. Just watch it go.
What's the
will.
timestamp,
Yes.
George?
I don't know.
You do.
It's been a while. I would say if I recall correctly, it's an Act 1 occurrence. I'm going to throw out. I'll put it out for posterity. People watching at home, 17 minutes 31 seconds.
For
Okay.
George, that was the end of the movie. Because he said
I never watched beyond it.
He said it's not going to get better than this, and
like this film
he just turned it off. Yeah.
Okay, what's this next clip, George? Speaking of,
Well, this next clip, I do feel like I want to give a little bit of, before we listen to it,
yeah,
I kind of feel like I need to give a little bit of backstory. Understand this is an excerpt from our one of our latest and greatest episodes. Ernest
saves Christmas.
Saves Christmas. You'll notice my voice sounds even reedier and thinner than usual. I'm actually doing an imitation of the character of Santa from this movie.
Oh,
So it's me playing the part of Santa, describing a scene I think we'll all agree is quite delectable. Roll the clip. He goes like, sometimes those other faiths, they have a man called a mohel. And the mohel's job is to take a sharp little knife and to cut the tip of a man's penis off. Normally a baby, but sometimes they do it later in life. And sometimes I just think it's funny as Santa Claus to bring a Yeti to such events.
okay.
Drop it off and see what happens. And
Wow.
yeah, Santa's fucked. This is why Santa's losing his powers.
Yeah,
Because like whoever gives Santa the powers is like, so
George.
you crashed that bris, huh? Yes. You brought a Sasquatch, huh? I did.
George, I think
A lot of people got hurt. Yes.
I think the question was who would bring up a Sasquatch. Bring it up.
I changed it. Yeah. He brought it up. He brought him up from down south.
I think he just brought
He caught a skunk ape
just think
down in Florida, and he brought it up to like
congratulatory
Minnesota.
cards with a picture of Sasquatch on them. That's what I think.
And
He
okay.
bring it up. He said, "I hope you like my Sasquatch card for,
And they're
for
like,
your
I
bris."
don't. I don't like this. It's disturbing.
Oh my God, we need a new theme
We
song
suck.
to that as a theme song about blowing up this segment of this episode.
Well, Tim, let me put this.
I
on
wish
the
we could
table.
fly around the world backwards super fast.
like with
Do
Ernest.
this over again.
We're coming close. We're coming close to a 50 episode markation for Seddy Bimco 2. I do feel like we have to reinvent ourselves at Seddy Bimco 3.
Just
And it's
okay.
so
I forgot your impersonation
I just
of
want
Santa.
to apologize to
That really sounds
Yeah.
like Santa, George.
It does. I mean, people. That's why every Christmas there's always kids trying. Take that out. Take that out.
Kids, you're gonna say kids trying to sit in your lap.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh no!
I will say that does reveal a troubling. There's if you made it through all these clips, congratulations, listener. You are a true Seddy Bimcovite.
I was gonna say a glutton for punishment, but whatever.
That same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I mentioned mohels a lot.
In this
do.
episode, you did.
Yeah, it's weird. There's a lot. I mean, Tim, you've been doing me a favor by cutting this out.
Yes.
But people are gonna know that I'm apparently pretty obsessed with the idea of circumcision.
You want me to go back and cut this out?
No, this is fun.
Okay.
I'm opening up to hey,
Is this all puns about cutting it out? Talking about mohels?
give it a snip. Give it a little snip
Yes.
out. Yeah, just pull.
Oh my God.
Just expose the glands.
This has been all genital talk this episode.
Yeah, this is really bad. It's terrible. Let's wrap this episode up.
Let's wrap it up.
All right. Well, actually,
We have.
you'll notice up front, I did mention that Tim, you have been our host in almost all Seddy Bimco episodes.
All, not almost.
Kevin and I need to come clear with something.
What?
We did a secret episode without you.
Okay, that sounds great.
Yeah, because we're I don't like that Tim is just such he takes control. He has final edit. He talks about Zapruder films constantly. Kevin, should we play a clip?
Yep.
From the episode you and I did, Secret, without Tim? Let's
do it.
All right, roll music. So we're agreed. We're gonna do an intervention. He needs to be stopped, right?
But it stopped by yes. There's a red dot appearing in Tim's forehead right now, so yes.
I didn't realize. I didn't realize. What an intervention!
Yes.
So I thought we were just going to address his many substance use problems. You're talking actually straight up just assassinating the man.
No. I meant the fact that he's doing cultural appropriation right now with the red dot. I'm saying, yes, we can no longer allow this to fly. So we should kill him. Yes.
We should definitely kill him.
Yeah.
All right, so we're agreed. And let's just hope that Tim never hears this secret clip from the secret episode of Seddy Bimco.
It's true.
Recorded without him, because then he'll know of our plans to murder him for cultural appropriation.
Yeah. Luckily, he's always eating the devil's lettuce, smoking the devil's lettuce. He's doing something with the devil's lettuce. So,
I mean, if that's a word for heroin, then yes.
Yes, I think it is. I thought it meant the devil's genitals, but whatever.
That too.
Yeah.
So, Tim, you didn't hear any of that, right?
No, I fell asleep.
Good. And so, folks, if you listen to that and you want to warn Tim, definitely don't write him at seddybimco with an E at the end at gmail.com, because we want that to be a surprise when it happens.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. I was going to let you, if you have a favorite episode of Seddy Bimco, I did want to ask. So, gentlemen, I was wondering what your favorite Seddy Bimco movie of the past year was.
Oh, that'd be so good if you did his Casey Kasem, because he does music countdowns. Come on, do his Casey Kasem.
Yeah.
I can't do it. Was that him right now? It was not him.
I mean, it was back. If it was, honestly, it was better than the one you did before. So, yeah, you have gotten better. So you are moving up in your Casey Kasem impersonations. It's getting slightly better.
Good.
So you want me to start?
You
want me to start you off?
Yeah,
do his Casey Kasem though.
God, no. Oh.
All right. What was your favorite episode, Tim?
The one you all hated. One of my favorites was
the fucking motorcycle ladies.
Oh no, I know it.
She-Devils
That was so
on wheels.
Awful.
Of course, I loved it.
I hated that. Why?
Because it looks like it was filmed on 16 millimeter by amateurs.
You liked it because of the multiple sexual assaults graphically portrayed.
There was no sex in it.
What?
You like the women peeing on people.
That's what George liked.
Yeah.
Tim, the opening scene of that movie is one of the guys sexually assaulting a woman in a field. They go, "You're trash," and leave her at the side of the road.
Was it? Was that one?
Yeah. And then there was also the scene where they pee on the lady.
Tim watched the TV edit.
Yeah, I watched the TV edit.
Yeah.
The second favorite is Shriek of the Mutilated.
Oh, you're doing a list.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
What?
Shriek of the Mutilated, number 2.
I thought it was Shrieks of the Mutilated.
Shrieks. For the whole... Yeah. Kevin hasn't seen this movie, right?
No.
You should watch it.
Like...
You should watch this film.
I watch the movies you tell me to watch, and they're terrible. And then I watch the movies you hate, and I love them. So...
Okay.
That's probably a pretty good lesson for...
Shrieks of the Mutilated? Come on.
Also, I'm amazed you have any movies you like, because we go through it, and every time you're just like, oh, Night Killer, awful. Oh, the worst. And I'm like, do you like any of the movies?
No.
So, and apparently not.
But I love
I don't get it.
I liked Night Killer, and, because it was so bad.
Also, I love your joke for Night Killer. That's not even a joke. The Night Killer who doesn't kill anyone at night. Literally every time. It's like, believe me, there's a lot more to latch onto with that movie. Yes. Anyway.
I love that movie.
Okay. Why? But not enough to make it in your top 2.
No.
Are you making a top 3? Did we cut you off from your third?
No, I just had those 2.
No. All right.
Oh, wait.
What?
I thought you were supposed to also do your least favorite.
Oh, least favorite.
Ooh.
We don't have to go there. I thought that's what our assignment was.
Yeah.
Not that I did it. But
it's hard to pick.
I'm just pulling up Seddy Bimco on Spotify to just pick a random episode.
I'm trying to think when it I was really like, oh my God, I just don't want to watch this anymore. It might have been Amazons of the Golden Temple, simply because that became so...
How dare you?
It just so...
There was so much nudity.
By the end, it was... I couldn't tell what was going on.
You were blushing like a schoolgirl?
And yes, that movie was like a girl went swimming in the Amazon. She's like, I'll go for a swim naked in the water. And she just never gets her clothes back the rest of the movie. but
That's what Tim hates.
that's what I hate.
Damn these beautiful naked ladies. I hate it.
I know she's
Why
cold.
can't this be more like she-tiger motorcycle ladies? I'm going to go.
Go ahead.
My favorite episode of Seddy Bimco, I think, is Equinox. The
Favorite
movie itself was really surprisingly fun. No, just the whole episode.
Okay.
Because if you go back and listen to it, folks, Tim and I watched radically different edits of this movie.
Oh yeah,
and if you've been listening to the way this podcast goes, Tim is not a reliable narrator. He's full of lies and deceit. And like for most of that recording, neither one of us could tell if the other one was pulling the other one's leg. And it did devolve into tears and crying and hysterics. And producer Miss Lee has to come in and restore order. And it was just so funny because like I couldn't tell for sure if this guy was lying. Like he couldn't see this. The main bad guy in mine wasn't even in his. He was obsessed on this guy named Eddie who doesn't even appear in mine. It was such a funny. This is like what a friendship with Tim Hamilton treats like cheese jutsu. And my least favorite episode,
Yeah.
Return to Boggy Creek.
That's right.
Oh man.
Well, that was the
movie
family movie.
It's the family movie that was a sequel. It's not really a Boggy Creek. It's not a Charles Pierce film. The print of it is like grainy. It's got Dana Plato being a jerk. It's half the movie takes place in like during a hurricane on the swamp. So it's just you just hear shrill children's voices and like descriptions of what would be happening if you could see anything.
Yes.
It sucked.
It's all these kids.
So that's my best of and worst of. Go listen to it though, because I think Tim actually really likes the episode because it's me being upset.
You hear kids screaming in the rain that they have to sit on George's lap. You know, it's all. You just have to imagine what's happening.
Take that out. Take that out.
What about yours, Kevin?
So are we doing favorite movie?
I
or
meant
episode?
movie, but if you want to say episode.
Good. So I would say favorite episodes. I'm not doing favorite episodes. No, I listen.
Movie.
I don't like any of them. I don't like any of them.
If I was on it, I don't listen to it, and then don't make me pick my favorite episode that I wasn't on. It's like picking a favorite child. So I'll go for movies.
Yeah, movie.
So and I'm going to do 3 actually because
shit.
I have a tie. I have a tie for 2 of them. So
Okay.
I would put Killer Clowns from Outer Space and Critters
That's a good one.
tied. I would put them tied.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because they're real movies.
Yeah, that's right. They're actual movies.
They're like the only 2 movies we
Yes.
ever did with budgets.
They're movies that people would actually want to watch, and I could recommend. And
People have actually heard of them. Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
exactly. But my number 1 is going to be Night Killer. Night Killer.
Oh, that's yours.
It is. It is. And I'm glad that I made Tim sit through it after he made me sit through the fucking Choppers movie or whatever the hell it was. The motorcycle one, which he loved. And then I must say, I made Megan watch Night Killer originally because a friend let me borrow it because we were watching movies so bad they're good. And then when I sat down to watch it for this episode or for the episode, she was going to go do her own thing. Instead, she got pulled in just eyes locked on and just she volunteered to watch it again.
Did she ask you?
When you say pulled in, was it like the little girl from Poltergeist where the TV actually sucked her? Oh, wow.
Yes,
Did she ever get out?
I hope not.
Did she ask you why the Night Killer only kills during the day?
No one cares about that because they're so overwhelmed by everything else in that movie. That's insane.
You haven't seen this movie, right, George?
No, it's listening to that episode. It was such a weird back and forth. Hearing you talk about it, Kevin.
Yes.
I was like, I think I need to see this movie.
Yeah, you do.
Then hearing Tim talk about it, I'm like, I don't think I want to see this movie.
It's because there's female nudity in it, so Tim got very uncomfortable.
Well, now I'm more interested.
Yes.
Here's the part that actually broke me.
Actual female nudity, not Tim's female nudity that he baits you with every episode.
Sends me text so much naked, and then nothing.
I think this episode of Spider-Man that aired on TV for all audiences has female nudity, full frontal. Yeah.
Wow, that's exciting. And I watched it like a dummy.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I looked up the movie because I'm like, I can't make this decision from Seddy Bimco alone.
Yep.
I saw a picture of the mask of the Night Killer, and I was like, I don't think I want to watch those.
You do.
But it was only a photo. Sometimes stuff looks
Yes.
bad and still, and I don't know. I'll give it a watch.
Then you heard the
Yeah.
music.
Maybe
Then-
next year we'll come back and I'll say what I thought about The Night Killer.
Well, if something was to ever happen to Tim, I think that accidentally, I think there'd be a reason for us to record talking about that.
Another secret. I mean, a secret episode. Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
yes, exactly.
You
So,
should do that.
I see what you're putting out there.
Also, Tubi, it's free on Tubi, and I paid good money to buy a physical
my
copy
God.
of it. Yep.
Damn. This
Yep.
guy's a fan.
Yep. So I don't regret it. Sitting there next to my Birdemic box set. So,
Okay.
so
Thank you
Yeah.
for your opinions.
wait, did you guys do least favorite?
I did.
I did at least favorite.
Okay, I will do my least favorite was Equinox because I had to sit through that. I had to sit through that movie. I don't know which cut I watched, but all I can say is Equinox was the Evil Dead ripoff, right?
Yes. Well,
No,
before.
actually, it's before. Isn't that crazy?
Oh yeah, that is crazy.
Before.
So,
like
This movie
he
was
definitely
made.
watched that movie. He's like, I'm gonna do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
This-
So with that being said, I mean I can't criticize it for being a ripoff, but I can't say I enjoyed watching it.
Didn't you look at the year it was
I
made,
did-
Kevin?
No,
Because it was before.
They're all listen.
It was
if
made.
it's-
It was made the same weekend the Beatles were breaking up.
Really?
Yeah.
Everything that happens
Wait.
in 1970, Tim brings it back to the Beatles.
Had to stick-
God. Seriously. So
Well, thank you. Now,
good God. Yes.
now we'll move on to the part of the show so we can get this over with.
Oh,
The most,
What's another
the
part?
most downloaded, the top.
oh yeah.
Top
oh yeah,
four.
that's right.
Let's do a drum beat.
That's why
Tim,
You want me to
Everyone
start
play
with
some drum beat
4
music.
to number 1?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. That's why everyone is sticking around.
I only put 4 in here to make Kevin feel okay, but number 4 is Choppers. Fourth most
I
downloaded
feel-
episode.
Thanks for making me feel okay.
Kevin Kabumo there.
Oh, that's the one I was able to ditch out of.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kevin.
number
Yeah, I took a bullet for you. Yes.
number 3 was Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, it's almost like people like watch movies that people have heard of and then stick around for an extra week.
not about the
hear
movie.
Choppers and then leave forever.
Not about the movie, George.
Yep, it's definitely about the movie. All right,
it's about the
Yeah.
Beatles.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. All right,
Break-
all right.
break
And
it
the
up.
Beatles.
It's-
Yeah.
Number 2,
What's number 2?
way back when John was still
Uh-huh.
here, the werewolf and
John
the
Kelly.
Yeti. John Kelly.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's number 2.
That's interesting.
What was the movie?
The-
All I
the
heard is
were-
of
the
the
werewolf-
Yeti.
The werewolf and the Yeti.
Oh, okay.
What was this?
That's
Was this
early
made in
in-
Germany? I forget who made this.
No, it's made in Spain.
In Spain.
But the guy had a German name because of a German audience. It's part of a whole series. There's like 14 movies where he plays a werewolf.
Yes, and it's
Oh yeah.
got some.
It's back from May. This episode.
Yep.
Yeah, it's one of the first. It's one of the first ones we did, if I recall correctly.
And number 1. Anybody
Uh-huh.
want to guess?
Nope.
I'm gonna say Dr. Cook's Garden.
No. The
Is
guess.
that even an episode?
Yes.
Hold on. I
Yes.
do want to guess.
Okay.
Hold on.
Why are you
I'm
typing the internet? Are you looking it
Actually,
up?
I'm gonna guess.
Oh,
I'm gonna
sorry.
guess Boggy. I'm gonna guess Boggy Creek.
I'm thinking Mac and Me. Oh shit, we did Mac and Me.
Oh, it
I
is.
forgot
It
about
is
that.
Mac
episode.
and Me. Of course, it's Mac
No,
and Me.
Mac and
the
Me.
number 1 was the first Spider-Man episode, Spider-Man's origin.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Those poor people. They thought they were going to watch some real Spider-Man. Like, what are they talking about? That's yeah.
Seriously.
That's it. That's the New
I
Year's
forgot about
party.
Acme.
You guys didn't even toast anybody.
Let's do a toast right now.
Okay.
I'm actually and I'm going to
Happy New
to
Year.
Tim for being the guy who makes this thing all happen.
Oh,
Good
thank you
job, Tim.
so
Yep.
much.
And also, let's pour one out for John Kelly.
Kelly, Happy New
Last
Year.
seen somewhere roaming through Italy looking for olives.
Jeez.
He's
in Albany.
Here's another one for Kevin Kablasto for
Tolerating.
doing his best George O'Connor impersonation when
Yeah.
I can't not be here.
And yep, here's one for me for writing all my fantasy books about Thor fisting himself with a hammer and things
Yeah,
of that
that's
nature.
definitely-
Yeah,
You're right, George O'Connor. Let's
Your time
let's
to
fuck
sell it.
people up. Yeah, for
Yeah.
kids.
yeah.
Oof. All right.
Thank you,
all right.
Well-
thank you, Kevin Kablamo.
Yes, thank you, Kevin, for showing up.
Thanks, Tim
What's
Hamilboner,
your-
for thanking Kevin Kablamo.
What's your next movie on Spaghetti and Freddy? You want to tell us?
If I knew, I'd tell you.
Okay.
We're doing an episode of Freddy's Nightmares
All right.
that we're recording tomorrow, which is actually a surprisingly good show.
How many seasons did that show go?
2 limits.
And next week, George,
But,
we're watching a movie that you did pick.
Oh, next week, should I announce it? We're watching
Want me to double check?
a classic. No, I remember what it is.
Clash of the Titans.
No, even better. Lair of the White Worms,
Oh,
right.
based on the Bram Stoker novel.
Nice.
A movie I remember fondly from my childhood because of
I'm sure
the
you do.
plethora of nudity.
That's what I was going to say.
Yep.
It's not as much.
Yeah.
Not too much. But
Oh, there's enough.
Yeah, Hugh Grant walking
Hugh
around
Grant,
naked.
Peter Capaldi, the doctor, walking around naked.
sounds good.
Yeah.
He's like, "You want to see my sonic screwdriver?" We're like, "No,
Oh,
no, we don't."
we-
Want to
Cut this
see my
out.
white worm?
Ooh.
He goes, "You want to see my bagpipes?"
Ooh.
What else can we call it?
Want to see
Tim, you
my,
do one. Go
my
on.
mongoose? You forgot that one.
Oh, that's good. That's a good.
Want
one.
to see
Yeah,
my
yeah.
grenade? Hey, you forgot that one.
Oh wow! Oh, spoilers, Tim.
Want to see my glazed donut? Come on. You guys are dying.
No, you killed it.
Yeah.
Want to see
That was
my
you, Tim. All
Santa
you.
sack? Come on.
It's getting reference to the
Getting
Santa Claus.
better, yeah.
I was going to say Santa.
Santa's sack.
Good one, Tim. Santa's sack.
Hey,
All right, so let's
You
do
can
it.
st- what?
Let's do a clear
you
break.
have to
so-
say something,
Yeah,
Kevin?
yeah.
I need
Well,
a clear
off
break.
air.
A clear break.
Yeah.
All
I've
right.
an
Love-
off-air question before we go.
Love,
But let's finish
love
up.
us and like us and follow us on Instagram. And you can hear us anywhere.
Peace and love. Peace
and love. Like and love us. All right. Happy New Year.
right.
Bye.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
This has been a Pity Party Line production.
Party line, it's a party line.
That was a big long episode, so that I forget their names. The guy who didn't like Mandalorian would have a reason to like him. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care the names. I don't.
Grief Karga? Darth Vader. Darth Vader. Doctor Who. Doctor Who, I think. That's why you like Doctor Who. His name stays the same over
Yeah, it's easy to remember.
over 140 years.